PewDiePie is a guy on the internet. And he's a very, very, very successful Swedish Minecraft and video game YouTuber. He appealed to children very powerfully before the adpocalypse and kind of survived that entire thing to become the largest figure on YouTube for quite a while. And he's been pretty maligned for some good reasons. He did say the N-word on stream while playing PUBG. You guys remember PUBG back 2018? It probably was, because that's when people were playing PUBG. It was before Fortnite, that's for sure. He was on the bridge, you know what I mean? Original map. And people still show the screenshot and they're like, I know what this screenshot sounds like. He got upset. He said the N-word. Not good. I think he apologized for it. Hopefully he did. Don't know how serious that was. Don't really care. My biggest interest in the PewDiePie drawing video isn't to like massage his reputation or anything. If you don't want to like him, I don't care. Go for it. But I just want to see kind of what's established. I've heard that it's the video is kind of like a stab in the fucking, or a slap in the face for his ostensibly right-wing fan base. I don't know if that's a real thing of people who are AI users and stuff, or if it's just one of the best ways to approach young men who believe in using AI and also are like gooner gators and a lot of other things. Other people have just said he's faking the progress and he's misrepresenting the progress, and it's unfair that he got some progress. So I just want to watch this video so I can have an opinion on it finally, because people keep sharing it to me and I've got to watch it, and I figured it was a good one to watch on stream with all of you. Where the fuck Joe Lewis is in here? I came to remind Tyler to not let the intrusive thoughts take over. Dennis Prager is in the hospital. Learn from the mistakes of other creators. And you too, Chad. What? Are you on two different things? You have two different colors in your name. Your name's showing up as blue and white. Is Dennis Prager actually in the hospital? Well, on today's Fireside Chat. Hello, I'm Dennis Prager, and on tonight's Fireside Chat, it's an all too common story. You're out late, sitting in your cuck chair. The bull comes over and he's smashing your wife in half, and he doesn't wipe his feet on the carpet outside before taking off his shoes. Dennis Prager. One of the greatest revelations of my life. I love saying this every time because it's a shock to people because they know like cool Jewish people, you know what I mean? And you just don't expect it. But Dennis Prager is not like a Christian conservative. He is a Jewish guy. And to some people that already know it, they're like, yeah, I know that. And then other people are like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, yeah, he's not like a Christian Billy Graham type. He's like he's a conservative Jewish guy. And I don't know why that's so shocking to people, but it is, and it's very, very funny to me. I guess Jewish people just seem like even when they do Judaism, they're like maybe a little like sleeker and put together and cool. Like even like Ben Shapiro kind of has like an air of sophistication to him, but like Dennis Prager tries to do the like, if you don't know anything about Christianity, like TV televangelism Christianity, his shit is the like 1980s like hey now come and sit by the fire. Jesus Christ tells us a lot of things about who we are as people, and we're going to go over them today. It's like he does that sort of thing, and it's always, everyone's like, what do you mean? Like, yeah. He's that, like, isn't it fucking, it's so weird to see another religion doing like this religion's already kind of dumb thing. Like, oh, did you guys get infected too? Is really the vibe. Like, I've seen like a lot of Islamic jurisprudence creators. You know what I mean? And they got like their vibe. They have the little, like whatever specific hat they're supposed to wear, little beard, kind of sitting there like at a desk usually. Like, you know, my brother's fucking the Prophet Muhammad, you know, peace be upon his name. You asked me today what this question is. We find it in this surah and this hadith, all this stuff. This is the answer. It would be very, very fucking shocking for me to like turn something on and have some guy doing the like, well, you know, we're going to sit down by the fire today and have a little conversation about Allah. Like, what? It's just so fucking, it's so neat to me, and I don't know why. But it always does just shock people. Dennis Prager is suffering from a back injury. Ooh, no. Take the pain from Tyler and give it to Prager instead. Ah. That's fucking funny as shit. He's a Jewish but likes to appeal to Christians. He's doing it the right way. If you want to appeal to a Christian majority in America, you gotta start off your videos like you're about to introduce a fucking Rankin and Bass Christmas special. You gotta have a book. setting a book aside, maybe like a little whiskey in a glass, smoking jacket, fire going. Well, I didn't see you there. You know, sometimes we lose track of the things that really matter. I'm supposed to be talking about Pewdiepie. Oh my God. I thought the whole Christ is King thing rocked his rep a bit amongst his audience. Did he go, what? Is he just Christian now? Finally fit. Pull the cord, man. Just join. He's such an insufferable dork. If he wasn't a billionaire, there wouldn't be a single soul listening to him, but he is. So they do. Either way, speaking of Jen Sprague, let's talk about Pewdiepie. Pewdiepie, alive and well, and young. He got off of the internet and got married and had a kid and sort of retired from being a guy in a chaotic pink and black spray painted fucking chaos chamber. I didn't really watch a lot of Pewdiepie stuff. I'm not taking that as like I'm too good for it. Literally just not the kind of content I remotely want to watch. I did not like, if you're like in your early 20s or whatever, I don't mind. Markiplier is pretty much the only one that I can stand, but that mid 2010s variety, like, oh my God, overreacting to every single fucking tiny thing that happened style of Let's Play. I was too old for it. If you're like a little iPad kid and you liked it, I get it. Okay, cool. Not my style. I'm kind of glad that it's fucking generally gone. But he was like the leader, the head person for that shit. Maybe the only one that was doing it legitimately, and he reaped the rewards. Got in, made $1 billion fucking dollars or however much money, and then quit and got married. And now that he's been married, he's been going through some shit. People still hate him for various reasons. They just don't like his content. They are jealous or hateful of his success. Resentful, that's the word. They're resentful of his success, or you know, they just fucking don't like him because he's fucking Pewdiepie. Whatever the fuck. But he's been doing some like personal growth shit. One of the things is learning to draw. And this is the video that he made on it. And it's only 11 minutes, but we're going to check it out. Probably one of the last things that we're going to go over on stream today. He moved to Japan. I mean, goddamn, based.
Draw. I haven't drawn since I was a kid. In fact, here's a self-portrait of me when I was 6 years old. And I know what you're thinking. Pretty good, right?
What the fuck is that? What? It's not the quality that's throwing. What in the fucking Silent Hill 1 is this shit? I thought I was gonna see like the standard like big circle, eyes are like oval, nose is way too. What my man drew the fucking tulpa that's one day gonna fucking snatch his soul. This is the Swedish fucking garden demon his grandmother sold turnips to in order to let his mother lose her club foot. This is the thing that's gonna come and haunt him in his what this is awesome. What in the fuck? The darkness of the paper is killing me. Like, where did he get this? Like, give this child dark gray paper. Oh my God, I love it.
The semblance is uncanny. Why was doing skin color so difficult as a child? It's like, I'm not completely white. Red. Burning fire red. Here's another self-portrait I found that I drew when I was 8 years old. I have now evolved skin color into merge. This is the kid drawing I respect. That last one went crazy. This is normal. Okay, yeah, little kid drawing. I probably have one or two. Everybody's drawn a little picture of themselves like this at some point. With the wall behind me. Bold move, an artistic statement. In comparison, here's a self-portrait that Picasso drew when he was 15. I was a prodigy. I could have been an artist, but I stopped. I don't draw. So one of my last videos I did was I learned a new thing every day for 7 days. So I spent 1 day trying to learn one thing.
He's fucking not gonna beat the rate. What is he doing phrenology on his baby?
A new thing every day for 7 days.
You're not beating the allegations. I'm like, well, you know, people have called him a Nazi, and I don't know where the evidence of that is. And then I'm watching Pewdiepie prove his fucking baby was right using the fucking candy method. Oh, fuck. That's so fucking funny. I know that's probably not what he's doing, but like, God, just putting the calipers on the baby's head. He went, oh, exactly how white is this baby? Oh, very white. Look at this. No, look at the nasal to cranial ratio. Very white baby.
So I spent one day trying to learn one thing, and it was really fun. It got me itching to wanting to learn more things. And I thought, what if I do it for a longer time? What if I learn to draw? Then I can compare what I drew at the beginning and then compare with the end and be like, wow, at least that's what you want to see, right? I have no guarantees. This could be very embarrassing.
Oh my God.
Speaking of which, I gotta draw my first drawing. Let's begin. Are you guys ready to cringe? It's all in here. Be nice, okay? I'm a sensitive artist. I want only good feedback. All right, so day one, I drew a bunch of eyes because I thought every day I'm gonna learn to draw a different body part. That was a bad idea. Day two, I just doodled, which, you know, is fun, but my goal with this was to get better, right? So yeah, I drew a bunch of stuff from my favorite manga, Blam. You can kind of tell.
What in the? Why has he got based fucking? That's a profoundly niche and based favorite manga. Dude likes fucking Blam. I can't ever say it the right way. That's one of my it's one of my favorite fucking anime. Or one of my favorite manga. The anime is, but the fucking manga goes absolutely hard. I still haven't finished it. I used to own a fucking paperback copy. What? Fuck you, Pewdiepie. That shit's cool.
Oh, it's just a mess. I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, he does look, of course, drawing silicon life forms. Based fucking, kind of based fucking Pewdiepie.
You can kind of tell it's just a mess. I don't even know. Yeah. It's embarrassing to show these.
Oh, they're not too bad. I mean, at least you can get the shit in the fucking kind of right direction. I can tell that you're...
Three, yeah, still doodling. I don't know. The
Dude,
goal
I like
of this
that
was
guy.
not to just draw. Three, yeah, still doodling.
This little fella. That's pretty good.
I don't know. The goal of this was not to just draw a lot, but rather just draw a little bit every day. So day four, I watched it.
Bro fucking literally living in an IKEA in Japan. He made it happen.
A little bit every day. So day four, I watched a tutorial. I watched a draw along by Akihito Yoshitomi. Really cool style. So drawing along, yeah, I guess it helped, but it still looks how it looks like.
Cool.
So here's kind of the crux of this video where I realized I could never draw
this guy.
a girl.
You drew a little fucking gyoza head guy. I like this. Pewdiepie's actually got a pretty fucking good sense of like what is like. Even if like the line works there, he's got a really good fucking sense for comedy. I don't know if he's just drawing things that other people drew that are pretty funny, but like that's a solid little fucking doodle. That's a really solid sketchbook doodle.
Girl. Because I don't know about you guys, but I am in the girls are pretty, guys are ugly gang. Okay? Whatever
you monster. Did you do that on purpose?
I don't know about you guys, but I am in the girls are pretty, guys are
ugly gang. This is a girl. That's a lady. How dare you? I can't remember. This is the musician character from Hunter. Got absolutely obliterated even in a YouTube video. That's so fucking cold. That's a girl.
Or ugly gang. Okay? Whatever you prefer, that's fine. But I feel like if you draw a guy, it doesn't really matter. They can be ugly, whatever. But if you draw a girl and you want to make them pretty, it's hard. You got to be good at drawing to do that. So I thought that would be a good challenge to teach myself how to draw a girl. And here we have the result, and it's awful. Yeah, that one's not too bad. I don't know what that is. So I found this artist on YouTube I recommend, Chomang Drawing, that does a lot of tutorials, and I really like this style too because they weren't anime style. It was just drawing girls, and they look really good, but not mine. So I learned the basic of drawing the circle and the eyes and how to proportion it all. Because if any element is wrong, the face just looks horrible. It doesn't matter what you do. Day 6 is just in pain. I was so frustrated trying to understand this method of drawing a circle, and then I drew my first mites. Yeah, it's horrible. Don't laugh at me. Do not screenshot these. That's illegal. Do not screenshot. They all just kind of look like weird
She got her like mouth open down there. Or is that like a pacifier?
elves or just leprechauns rather.
I was very mad.
I'm cringing so hard looking at these.
Melody, thank you. That character's name is Melody.
I just can't seem to get it. They all look like elves. I don't know why. Maybe because the ears are giant. It's very frustrating.
It doesn't get better. Actually, sometimes I drew stuff and I'm like, oh, that one's not that bad actually. But then the rest is just awful, so. Day 8, drew my second merch. It's bad. I erased parts of it because I hated it that much. Me and Marcia went to a cafe. We wanted a break from parenting, so Marcia just read a book and I just drew, and it was really, really nice. But I tried to draw merch, but it's just so cringe. It's so bad. I really thought I would be better by day 8, but here we are, so yeah. It's more pain.
Fuck yeah. Tremendous.
Just pain. I'm so mad at drawing these. So infuriated. I'm like, why can't I draw? What is wrong?
Sorry to interrupt the video. There's something I wanted to tell you guys. There's a G Fuel BOGO sale! Yes! BOGO, what does it mean? I don't know. But you buy one, you get things beautiful buy and it's in the front G Fuel
A lot. It looks like I did a lot, but I drew these so quickly that I don't know. Just a lot of bodies. Started adding heads to them.
There's some guys in
I
here
drew
like
these so quickly that I don't know. Just a lot of bodies.
this little fella. I like that little fucking hat.
Started adding heads to them, and it was extremely hard for me to get the proportions of the head and the body right, as you can see here on the right. That's not it. Yeah, it's just kept drawing bodies, but I just fucking hated them. So I switched to learning how to draw feet and hands for a day, just for a change of pace. That was easier, I guess. Day 19. I was panicking at this point because I knew I only had, what, 10 more days? And I hated these. I hate them. Maybe you guys will be like, no, they're not that bad. Because that's what Marcia would always say, which was really encouraging, but I hated them so much.
My wife is really nice about my bad content too.
You like?
Yeah, they're great.
Thank you.
That one is beautiful. What?
Day 21, still panicking. I drew what looks like a child here. I didn't mean to. I think the torso was too tiny. Yeah, still panicking. Day 22. Yeah. Day 23. Oh god. I drew another merch, but it was so bad I just scribbled over it. Sorry, merch face. Then I think here on the left, these are not that bad. I quite like these. What happened? Why can't I do it every time? Why is it so hard to draw? Why did no one tell me?
How to draw anime bitches with swords without AI. God tier. He should do a collab where Pyro commissions drawings from PewDiePie. It's true. It's true. Oh my god, that's fucking funny.
24, I, for a change of pace, decided to draw some anime characters. You can see Power on the left. I followed a tutorial online as well. This really helped a lot. I think drawing anime style was just easier somehow, and following a reference was also way easier. They're not good by any means, but I was finally, I just felt like it clicked. I could draw these super quick, and it was fun. I was just sketching random stuff, drew one quick one, moved on to the next one, and I really, really enjoyed it. After 24 days, I was finally having fun. Same with day 25. I was like, oh, these are even better. I'm kind of improving now. I drew these all really quickly too, and messing around with different facial expressions. Same with day 26. I feel like every day you can see improvement. And I drew another merch, and that one's not that bad. Day 27, I randomly picked up this manga to study Japanese, but I really like the character. It's called Kindergarten Wars. It was really fun to draw this character. I really, really enjoyed it. Just like goofy style, chibi or whatever, but also kind of cute some stuff. Day 28, I couldn't believe it. Felt like I could finally draw. I'm not saying these are great, but they're so much better than they used to be. All of a sudden, it just kind of clicked. I was so happy. I feel like it's a bit cringe for a 34-year-old man to draw anime, but at least I felt like I was improving, and that was all I was going with. These are all from different anime or manga, but I feel like they're quite good. I don't want to...
Find hands easier. I find hands pretty simple to draw. I find feet easiest to draw. Makes no sense. I know it drives people fucking nuts because that's what I can do pretty well. I'm terrible at getting eyes on faces correctly. And I'm really bad at linking body parts together. I.e. like torso to neck to head, torso to arm. Like I can draw an arm like instantaneously off rip. I can draw a hand right pretty much off the top of my head almost any given time. I mean, I'll prove it in a second here when this video is over. And feet aren't really that difficult. But like, I've always found heads to be particularly a pain in the ass, but also doing a head right will make you look like a way better fucking artist than doing anything else, because people gravitate towards seeing a complete human head as being they'll consider that being a complete drawing before anything else. You can draw a human head and then everything else is gibberish, and that's just a horror story. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's fucking really good. But if you draw everything else well, not the human head, everyone thinks you're fucking incompetent. Which I guess you are, but.
I sound like arrogant, but I looked at these and I was like, I couldn't believe I drew them. I drew these? How? Day 29, improving still. And I drew a margin and I love it.
Kind of like the opposite. I don't know what, like, both the things at the ends of your hand, at the ends of your body, for some reason, just like make sense to me. I think it's because I'm like always worried about my goddamn feet, because like in the military, you know, you have to like have a kind of, you have to worry about your feet. I don't know how to say this in a nicer way or less weird way, but like being in the military, you have to pay a lot of attention to your feet because you're always fucking walking all the time. I think most people don't think of their feet as being like a foot. You know what I mean? And you don't really like have to pick it up and inspect it to make sure you don't have like blisters or any like trench foot type shit. You're not like losing color and all that sort of stuff. But like when I was in the military, you do fucking hikes everywhere. You walk everywhere. You stand up for hours upon hours upon hours, and you're always fucking taking your fucking shoes off and like, what's going on with my goddamn foot today? Am I okay? No, I got a hot spot. I got to check that hot spot out. That's a blister. I'm going to have to deal with that. You know, giant chunks of shit falling off of it because you had a hot spot blister, but it was way too deep to pop. And then all of a sudden one day it's just like it climbs to the surface and all the skin just starts to disintegrate off of it. So like, I'm like highly familiar with like the shapes and function of a foot. And I like hand movements. I'm always kind of interested because I go to watch people's hands when you do security. And I guess maybe I'm just autistic as fuck and I haven't looked at people's faces very often. And so like faces are hard for me to put together. Easy to draw cartoony, but hard to get into a good mix between like hyper cartoony and like real to get where this like anime style is. I think anime style might be one of the easiest ones to start off in because a lot of the hard work has been done for people design wise to like, what are you going to prioritize with your lines, especially in a small scape? And you kind of get these like really good eye shapes, really simple, but like good volume hair shapes. The ears aren't too much to write home about. And the mouths are always very, very simple. Like anime mouths are very simplistic. They're always these kind of like good, solid, like it's a circle that's been kind of adjusted here and there. It's always just like if you take a rubber band and you move it into a bunch of different directions, that's how you do anime mouths most of the time. Pinch the corners, stretch it, whatever and what have you. It's that rhythm, and then once you can figure out the rhythm in that rubber band, you're solid. Whereas with like if actual drawing a mouth, there's a lot more angularity to it and trying to deal with, and like me trying to reconcile those things in my mind drives me fucking crazy. So it actually probably would be easier to start here because then you can go into cartoony because you already know what to value when you're trying to articulate a simplistic face. But you can also go a little bit more realistic. I mean, none of these are hyper realistic, but this is even pretty solid. If you want to go a little bit closer to something that more represents an actual like living human being. Nah, man, too late. There will be allegations. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care. I got plantar fasciitis, so I 100% get what you mean when you're being worried about your feet. I had plantar fasciitis bad, which apparently is not real. Now they're saying it's not a real thing, but I had it horrible in my last like year in the Marine Corps. I could barely fucking walk, dude. I could barely walk. And so I had to like have my sock off and my shoe off for like an hour every day after I got off of like military work and I was in the barracks and fucking sit or stand and rub my foot on a fucking, tennis ball to like open it up. It's fucking horrible. I've been trying dynamic posing lately, and I just can't get the perspective right. I think I struggle trying to push a pose to its limit, and by extension, out of frame. Fair enough. I mean, I can't give you like perfect advice. Look up actual artists for it, but like whenever I'm trying to do a dynamic pose, I try to shape it with a line and then put in all of the exterior parts first. Like hands, whatever's at the furthest edges of it, draw that and then draw that. And then you can try to rebalance it on the page unless you're on paper, but.
It's so cute. And that one's cute too. What happened? Finally. These are pretty bad, but I don't know. I like these. And there we go. Day 30. I don't like all of these, but some of them are kind of cool. Drew them just from my head as well. So I'm happy about that. And guess what? Day 31, I kept going because I actually realized I enjoy drawing now. It's fun. I'm really sick of drawing anime girls or girls in general, but that was the goal to try and accomplish. Comparing these.
This is the point where he fucking left. At this point, he left Shadiversity behind. This is where Shadiversity got caught up. And you can tell, because if you look at Shad's art, Shad tries to draw full body again and again and again, and he can't bail on a single like thing and then go and work on something else. Like the guy can't accept failure. This is what I was talking about with fucking bug streamers community. They're terrified of the creative process. They can't accept failure, right? And that's the problem with him. So calling someone out, like I always say this, I fucked up for the first 37 years, like 37 years of life. I fuck up all the time. I make mistakes. You know what I mean? I've got scars all over my hands and like torso from injuries that I've sustained from being a fucking goofy goof, as well as like in my head and you know, throughout me. You have to learn to love fucking up and learn to mitigate it being irritating to other people or like catastrophic to your existence, because learning to say, oh, I fucked that up, laugh about it and move on is how you grow. Like him saying like, oh man, I hate all these other things. Understand, like if you're in a negative, toxic, shitty community, they'll go, that's the difference between growth and people that are bad people, horrible people to be around. They'll go and rewind this video and say like, yeah, okay, you say you're good up here, but if we rewind back here, like what is this? Like why are we, like he tries to pretend to be good at stuff, but if we look at it, really, he's not very good. They will rewind time on you. And usually the kind of people that do that to themselves too. They live in the memory of their own failure until they die. This is a great video on how to get over fucking up. You can hear he's like, I really am kind of embarrassed by these. They suck. But he does have something to look forward to, which is that here at the end, he's actually pretty fucking competent with these. Based. Profoundly based. Very cool. Even if you don't like Pewdiepie as an individual, this is a solid video on not just how to get better as an artist, but how to understand getting over being bad, which is way more important to creativity and really to developing yourself as a human being than anything else. Like, obviously there's some things that are like life ruining, but if you can't admit like your little fucking foibles and your little issues, and if you try to put up a pretense of perfection as the whole of who you are, you know, if you try to like have your reputation be based on, oh no, you're actually flawless, you'll never grow because you won't be able to permit yourself to accept the existence of your mistakes. But he did. This is pretty fucking based. Unironically, this is a solid video about growth.
And improving still. And I drew a March and I love it. It's so cute. And that one's cute too. What happened? Finally. These are pretty bad, but I don't know. I like these. And there we go. Day 30. I don't like.
So interesting. All I ever heard about PewDiePie's art journey was that he was cheating on the 30-day challenge because he had previous art experience and hold on. And the time to spend hours on it every day. Certainly looks like he didn't have much art skill before. I really don't get that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about those. Any personal improvement competition that starts with you being exceptionally amateur and ends with you being who the fuck knows where. I don't see how you could cheat at that. I'm learning these rules if this was the case here, the 30-day art challenge. I don't know what previous art experience he has. Experience in that case would be something like going to art school. Like I don't have any previous art experience before I started drawing on a notepad at all in any professional way, but I've been doodling shit my entire life. No human, very few maybe, goes their entire life without scribbling a little bit of this and that here and there. You know, maybe not everyone sits down and tries to draw like a whole face or a whole hand or a whole arm and shit. But But everybody doodles, everybody sketches, and almost everybody's gone to school and had to draw little shitty school characters. But like, he's fine. He's just copying stuff. He's just doing he's doing his sketch work instead of from real life, from anime books. So instead of doing life studies, he's doing unlife studies, which I think maybe have actually gotten him a little bit closer to being able to draw correctly. I would actually suggest this. I've thought of it before, and now that I'm seeing someone else do it, I'm like, okay, this is kind of cracked. A lot of people do life studies, and it fucks them up because they don't actually want to draw life-like things. And also, life studies are very hard if you don't have a teacher around at teaching you how to do value, right? Life studies don't teach you value, which by which I mean the amount of darkness that's applied to the page in order to give the contrast that creates an image, right? So like, this is the value. He chose values here. The value for the chin, this eye has a really dark value, kind of like, cross-hatched or whatever. I can't quite see on the screen if it's just shaded or cross-hatched inside. There's like value, right? Figuring out where to mark the page in order to articulate shape and form is the hardest thing to do as an artist, a drawing artist. That's like the thing, is how to do the thing. So like, if you start just hopping into life drawing, you'll see a lot of people will get frustrated, or they'll spend way too much time on shading, because they're trying to articulate how their mind interprets items that they are perceiving in the world. So, you have an apple, you can draw a little apple shape, but that's fine. If you draw an apple, from real life, instead of from like memory, and you like look at it, you can get really fucking hemmed up. You have the outline still, but then you're like, how do I make this look 3-dimensional? You know what I mean? And like, that's the whole progress part of growing as an artist in that respect. Copying from anime, from books, shows you where the values go. So he looked, and now he doesn't have to worry about like trying to figure out if he wants to draw the full lip or half the lip or the curve of a lip on a mouth and like how much teeth do I do. He's finding when he's drawing, okay, if I really want to draw a mouth, I can skip all of these lines between each individual tooth, and I don't have to make the tongue so detailed. If I just kind of like copy this like this, then now I really understand where value goes, because those principal values, shape values, are expanded upon into heavier gradients and then into colors and mixed colors and the really, really highly complicated aspects of creativity like color theory. But really, sketching and stuff at the very beginning comes down to trying to articulate how to turn something that's highly complex, like the human face. My nose right here, if you're just looking at it, doesn't actually have any dark lines relative to my eyes. So how do you draw my nose? And actually, one of the best ways is probably just to draw the underside of it, which is what you see in anime a lot of the time. It's really simplistic. Almost the nose is never there. And that can teach you like, okay, so I need almost no to no value line for a nose, because it kind of drives it. It kind of goes crazy with it. Even though those shapes are there, it doesn't articulate the value of it very well, as opposed to like drawing around the teeth and stuff and shading in past the tongue. That's a really a good way to do the mouth. How do I do lips? How do I do this? How do I do that? And so you can focus on articulating the value really quick and then getting to the next stage, which is, placement and, what is the ratio of a thing to a thing? God damn it. Proportion, placement and proportion of features. Now that you can do that, you're like, I don't have to feel bad about the fact that my eye doesn't look like an eye. I can draw a very simplistic eye and figure out how to balance it on a face. And now I've figured out value and I've figured out placement, and I can practice the very, very difficult skill of proportion. And you can kind of hack your brain into getting to a medium level of advancement pretty quick. Now, there's a lot of skills you're skipping past. These are all pretty simplistic. There's not a great deal of shading. There's not like a lot of extra put in here because it's anime. It's super simplistic. But he's kind of gotten to a part where he can practice one of the hardest things to do and one of the most like really fucking disheartening things to fuck up, which is proportion and placement of body parts and of individual aspects of like face and form. He can get that done and practice that, which is way, way more important than just the like value judgments that you make on putting an eye together. I would take a page out of this book, so to say.
All of these, but some of them are kind of cool. Drew them just from my head as well, so I'm happy about that. And guess what? Day 31, I kept going because I actually realized I enjoy drawing now. It's fun. I'm really sick of drawing anime girls or girls in general. But
What was called previous art experience was the fact that PewDiePie used to do a lot of Photoshop, but he hasn't really drawn since he was a kid. Dude, Photoshop does not make you a... So every fucking actual artist that works in the industry in graphic design and stuff just got pissed. You say what? Like, oh no, he uses Photoshop all the time. So like he has like fucking line work experience. Fucking actual like cartoonists going, what do you mean? Oh my God.
But that was the goal to try and accomplish. Comparing these and these drawings with some of the first stuff I drew, you can at least say it's an improvement. We can agree on that. So yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised.
All right, so that concludes my little drawing thing. Honestly, was a better result than I expected. My goal was to practice 10 minutes a day because now as a new dad, I don't really have to sit down for hours and do anything. Because 10 minutes a day for 30 days only equates to 5 hours. So I wanted to see, can you actually get a result out of that? And I think, yeah, it seems, for me at least, I'm very happy. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Cool.
After
This is
all
good.
the pain, the first 2-3 weeks of pain, I felt like I was actually really enjoying sketching. I thought it was really relaxing, engaging, and I can totally see myself keep doing it. Keep a sketchbook and draw whatever. But if you enjoyed this video, let me know. Maybe I inspired you to learn something yourself.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
I think this is pretty solid. I got to take a break real quick, and when I get back, I'm going to draw, okay? But to kind of close things up with the Pewdiepie thing, he is... I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to say that. I've never really said his name out loud multiple times. He's... I think this is an overall positive. I like this content. I appreciate it. I think it's neat. And I think it's kind of healthy and good for the overall content cycle. I wish more people would focus a little bit that are in his sort of position on like doing some kind of like self-improvement stuff that's not like cringe as fuck. I hate just self-improvement content. Get up every day and what you need to do is read 20 pages a day. Look, I made $30,000 last week alone off of the S&P 500. Let me tell you the first 3 things that I get to do. Or the first big 3 things that I always go to when I'm trying to make myself the most real self, which you can learn more about in my book, Myself, the Real Self, on shelves right now. First, I get up out of bed every day. I have 2 coffees. I read 300 pages of at least 1 or 2 books. Second, I like to go for a 4-mile run. And third, what I like to do is go ahead and just let other people make money for me with my money market management team. Whatever the fuck, I lost the thread there. But you know, like that stupid shit. I hate it. Everybody, somebody talking to Joe Rogan. So what do you do? Like, well, I think one of the biggest issues in America today is there's a lot of people out there that they want to put their hand up, palm out. You're a hand up, palm out person. You know what I like? I like a fist down, fist out kind of person. I want to see the fist bump. Okay, there's nothing I can do with a palm that's hand up. All right, because I'm not putting anything in there. But if you give me that fist bump, I think we're ready for the day. Man, that's crazy. I never thought about it that way. I hate that sort of self-improvement content, particularly for people that are actually like have some appeal to like boys, you know what I mean? Young men and shit. Teaching people that they can fucking grow personally in almost any singular respect is generally a fucking net positive for the earth. You know what I mean? You learn a lot about yourself by failing and getting over failure. And sometimes it's just the weirdest thing that'll actually teach you to do that. Nobody's just created that based. Maybe you just got lucky when you were like 3 and figured it out. But we can all walk pretty much for that same reason. You know what I mean? You have to get up, you have to fucking walk, you have to learn how to do shit. If you can't walk, okay, man, just fucking find something that works for you. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to get up is really what the thing is, and keep doing stuff and working. And it doesn't have to be like this big fucking macho thing. You can be like, I fucked up a bunch and I'm still not where I want to be, but I found out that I liked this thing that I'm imperfect at, and getting perfect at it is great. That's how you develop a hobby, and developing hobbies is how you really become an actual adult human being.
Hope you enjoyed your time on the Westside.